Hello and welcome back to
the Zak
and Buzz
Review.
Dun, 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 dun.
Helm's Deep has one weakness.
Yes,
this
the Rings of Power.
Wow.
Season 2, Episode 7, Doomed to Die.
Reference to the 9 Rings, which pretty much this was all about.
Oh yes.
This was the kick-ass episode so far.
Yes, we were promised a 2-episode finale of the Siege of Eregion, and this episode in particular certainly delivered that.
It delivered, and it didn't let down at all. I was gripped right from the start of this one. Absolutely fantastic. I don't know where we're going to go with this. It was so much happening, we might get it a bit out of order.
I know.
I don't know, but it was obviously Sauron is trying to get Celebrimbor to get those. He's
really trying
finished.
to push it to just finish off the rings.
And he's working away, and he's happy, isn't he?
In his happy little world.
And then he found a mice,
a little mousy mouse.
Mousy friend.
But however, he does start to catch on that there seems to be something afoot.
He looks in the mirror
as the candles aren't burning,
and the mouse
keeps repeating its own little cycle,
a little bit of a
as if
time
caught
loop.
in a little time loop of illusion.
Dun, 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 dun. Which Sauron gets a bit peed off about, and then it all falls apart.
Yes,
and we discover the answer to last week's question. If you remember, do you remember last week's question? Where did he get the mithril from?
Yes,
it wasn't mithril. He's putting his own blood, Sauron's blood, into the rings.
That would explain a lot of things, yes.
For the 9 men doomed to die.
Yep,
Mortal men doomed to die.
Probably, yes. I've seen the sequel.
Yeah, exactly. So, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And of course then everything's going wrong. Eregion is obviously under siege.
Yep.
And the elves come.
The elves turn up, Elrond's and Gil-galad.
Charge!
It was very cool that Gil-galad had his classic glaive. I was very happy about that.
Yeah, very nice. I think the armour was pretty well made because in Series 1 a lot of naysayers were complaining about the armour was, this was meant to be the golden age of things and it wasn't up to
they never. It's interesting because they never admitted to their faults, but they've certainly upped their game in this.
Do you know, I think we should, if we had time, I'd give a couple of minutes silence for all the naysayers out there that trashed the Rings of Power, because this episode proved them to be wrong, in my opinion. Anyway, so the elves turn up, and
however, Adar has Galadriel.
Yes, he does.
And they try and barter.
They have a powwow, don't they? They have a meeting. A moot.
Give us a ring. You can have Galadriel.
You can have her back.
Yeah.
And then there was a little bit of sneakiness there from Elrond.
Yeah. He gave her a brooch. She escaped. To find Arondir, of all people, who's lurking around trying to kill Adar.
Yes.
Which doesn't necessarily go well for him.
Adar?
Well done.
You missed that.
Sorry. Anyway, yes.
You know.
So she manages to sneak into Eregion.
Yeah, using a dwarven tunnel.
Using a dwarven tunnel, which I don't know if that will come into play again. I know they made a reference to it later in the episode.
Crept in,
where she can run off with the 9 rings, obviously bestowed upon her by a very dishevelled Celebrimbor,
who had this. At this point, he's basically broken the shackles, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Even though he ends up back in a shackle.
Well.
Yeah, but if you remember, this is where this episode kind of goes Game of Thrones, doesn't it? Because now we're having a situation where the characters are literally, you're gone. Because we had that really kind of like moment on the wall where the female smith,
Meldania,
is sort of saying to Anatar or Anadar or whatever his name is, she still believes he's who he is, and obviously Celebrimbor saying, no, look at his hand,
he's
his
Sauron.
Blood. He bleeds black goo,
and
it's like,
I've got red blood. He's lost his mind,
and then he just flicks his head and she's off the wall,
as if Celebrimbor threw her off.
Oh man, it was
you get to see everything, and she gets chopped by orcs, and it's not great for her.
I'm still loving
Brutal.
the amount of prosthetic detail.
The orcs look amazing.
They do.
Really
the costume
do.
department really pulled their finger out on this one. They dammed the river, didn't they?
Yeah, they dammed the river.
It's okay. The river's going to save us. They'll hold them back.
Lol, skis. Nope. So then orcs obviously start their ground assault and they get out.
Bring in the Ravager.
The Ravager. That's what it was called. Which is kind of like a reverse crossbow that pulls.
It's
out
a reverse.
rocks from
Yes,
the
it's
wall.
a reverse Grond, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not as grand as Grond.
Well, I don't think it needed to be as grand. You had certainly a grand, large monkey over here. So, they're running away now. Oh no, they're just getting out of the way.
They have a cave troll.
Is it Glug?
Glug?
Is it Glug? No. The orc that is kind of saying, but sire, he will kill our people, our soldiers as well. Send him in anyway.
I don't know if his name was Glug. But anyway, I know the name of the troll.
If you know his name, put him down. Yep.
The troll.
The troll
is Damrod.
Damrod.
We love Damrod. He has a kick-ass soundtrack.
I was gonna, I'll tell you, keeping forward the soundtrack at the end of this episode. Woo! But that's probably my. There is no low points really in this episode, but that if there was one, I think Damrod kind of went down a bit too quick.
Yeah.
I wanted to see a bit more Damrod.
I thought he might be like the cliffhanger. They bring him in at the end, and then it was like, okay,
yeah, he's gonna bust his way through that wall.
But
to
a degree, he did. He did.
He was taking a lot of hits off the elves.
Take a lot of hits from Arondir, Elrond, Gilgalad. They were all at him.
I know. So, well done them for taking him down.
He was not taking any prisoners. He was throwing everyone, squishing everything. It was fun seeing the elf getting squished.
I know. And then if you see the after show behind the scenes, they just got this big rubber foot on a stick.
And squish.
Yeah. But poor old Elrond's elven blade must have been getting a bit blunt by that point, because when he got the Ravager, he couldn't cut through that rope as quick as he wanted to.
Special orcish rope.
Yes, but...
and obviously, Elrond, by this point, is kind of depending upon Durin to turn up with his army.
Are we talking about the dwarves?
We're talking about the dwarves.
Oh, it's the dwarves.
What happens with the dwarves?
Well, there's only one thing I can say, and that is, the deep as the bones of the earth. Boink.
Deeper than the bones of the earth.
Yes.
You were there!
Yes, me, not this hammer, but me and my hammer made it
Him is
third time into the series.
You're in 3 episodes.
That's it. I was
How
there.
do you feel about that?
Oh, I had a great time filming it. I'll tell you, to be there with obviously Durin giving his speech and everything, and I mean there was a lot of film and bits that are cut out that you don't see. But anyway, it was great. 3 episodes. I'm happy.
Yeah, episode 2, episode 5, and episode 7.
Yes.
It's just because you need a week's break every time you see Buzz.
Me and my hammer. Boink.
You have to hit me.
Yes. Boink. Anyway.
I want a hammer. Can somebody give me a hammer, please?
You can't have one. I think you look more elven.
Oh, thanks. I have one.
Anyway, so back to the dwarves.
Yes.
So
they're about to depart. However, the king is
gone ape shit crazy with his axe.
He started attacking people, and they need to recall the army back into Khazad-dûm,
because the king's heading down to bust his way through and
a little too deep.
Unknowingly delve too deep and release
the Kraken.
Not the Kraken.
The Balrog.
The Balrog.
Goth, which is what you've been looking for.
Yay!
And you actually got to see a clip.
We saw a clip in the preview for the next episode.
You've been waiting all season.
I've been waiting 2 seasons for a proper Balrog scene.
And the fact that they've kept it the same as Peter Jackson's Balrog. It just looks amazing. Absolutely amazing. So, what do you see? That's the thing. At this present moment, the messenger comes back, and poor old Elrond's like they're going, yeah, Durin will come. He will. I'm sure he will.
Honest. He's over there. Look to the east.
Now, this is the thing. The army was assembled outside of Moria. To be honest, we don't really know whether or not he isn't coming. We think he's not coming, but has he decided to not come? Well, I mean, he had got the choice. He could say, well,
It's half and half.
Let's halve it. Let's have a couple of legions here and send the rest.
Yeah.
We don't know. I'm keeping my finger crossed we see a bit of dwarven.
I honestly think they're going to need some dwarves to
turn
the tide.
Something's going to have to turn up.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the Ents. I don't know. I don't think so.
But in that kind of the final moments of the particular episode, we have obviously Arondir has confronted Adar. But unfortunately, he seems to have been stabbed.
I mean, he really wanted to get in there, didn't he?
Yeah.
So he's like getting his arrow out and jabbing Adar, but Adar...
he seems to be okay.
Adar is just doing, just giving it to
Elrond's all kind of mopey and dopey, like, oh no, oops. My poor dwarfy friends, where are they? Celebrimbor's thumbless and gone to take on Annatar in the tower.
To delay Sauron, yes.
Yeah. While Galadriel kind of zoops off
down the tunnel
with the 9 rings. Adar has got her ring.
Oh yes, that's it. Because when he picked up,
You missed the.
oh, did I? Sorry,
Okay.
so exciting. When he picked up Elrond by the throat, I saw the chain. I said he's got a chain around his neck. Poof, got it. Job done. What effect that's going to have, we don't know.
And Sauron literally takes on orcs without really lifting any fingers. He literally just turns his hands and makes them kill each other.
Orcs? You mean elves?
Elves, that's what I meant. Yeah.
That's what you meant. It's like
Pointy ear people in the
surround
tower.
him.
Yeah.
Force power.
I think not.
Yes, it. That's just like.
We don't know the fate of Celebrimbor, but I honestly think he's not going to survive this season.
I think we're going to see the last of him next week.
His poor thumb.
Yeah. But he got his hand out. There you
Yeah.
go. But anyway, what an episode! I don't think we skipped. Obviously, we didn't see any of the Strange or anything of that stuff.
No.
Got a little clip.
Nothing in Numenor.
Little clip at the end. We're going back to Numenor next week, I believe. We got the Stranger next week. We get to see the other Dark Wizard next week.
Ah, Kieran Hines.
Yeah.
Yes.
So everything to play for. It's on a knife edge. So anyway, this episode knocked it out of the park.
Oh yes.
It was fantastic. I'm going to give it a score. You're going to give it a score?
I am going to give it a score too.
I think we're both agreed on this.
Yeah.
We're going to give it a 10! Yes!
Yay!
Woo!
Woohoo!
Yeah, it needed
Party Popper 10.
Party Popper 10.
Excellent.
It was brilliant.
It has definitely been the best episode of the season.
If they can keep this kind of, even half this kind of level up in the next season, which I'm assuming they are going to film the next season.
Oh yeah, they've got the whole 5 seasons.
Is it all in there?
It's all
you never know.
get in there.
Maybe I better keep the beard a bit longer then.
Maybe.
You never know.
I'll just start growing mine.
But it was absolutely fantastic. So there you go. 10 out of 10 on this one. It's going to be a cliffhanger, and it certainly was. And it all happens next week, doesn't it?
Yes, and I suppose.
But they're going to leave us on a major cliffhanger
Of
next
course
week.
they are.
They're going to leave us.
I think it's a time for celebration, so I suggest we raise our mugs.
Oh, where's my coffee cup? Full of... Oh, it's not.
Oh, no.
It's empty again.
If you fancy supporting the channel, please
do.
buy us a coffee using the link in the description
That's
below.
it.
A small help
Like
goes
the
a long way,
bones.
and thank you very much.
To the bones of the earth. That's it. With my hammer. I need me coffee. Doink,
Ow!
doink.
You're going to make... Ow! You're going to break me with that.
Anyway, if you do want to support us,
Yes.
buy us a coffee. Links in the description. Thank you very much, guys. You are stars.
If you enjoyed this review, please like and subscribe to this channel and comment below any suggestions of further reviews you'd like to see.
Would you like to hold my hammer?
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, tough, you can't.
See you in the next one.